bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out, bring 'em out.
Ladies and gentlemen, get ready for Bring 'em Out with your hosts, Joel Richardson and Alan Hill.
Hey everybody, we're here at the Sunnybrook Ballroom inside the Speakeasy for another episode of Bring 'em Out. I'm Alan Hill, here with Soul Joel himself, Joel Richardson, and today we are flying solo again, buddy.
We're flying solo, but your now email address is alan@thesunnybrook.com.
Yes.
The official music booker
Yes, which I
of
forgot,
this historic ballroom.
which I am thrilled to be a part of the team.
But you
and,
haven't you haven't downloaded Microsoft 365?
I forgot to tell you at dinner I couldn't figure out how. So
Okay.
we can talk about that afterwards. And
Yeah, we'll go over that and the old Instagram.
Yes, apparently you can share things.
Yeah. No followers or whatever. No, you have followers, but I don't know what they're following.
No posts.
No posts.
I've had the account for I don't know how long. One of my students made me do it years ago so I could follow their band.
Yeah, you're.
Yep. Yeah. And they did that picture. Whatever picture's up of me, if there is
Yeah.
a picture, they did that.
But we're cooking. I mean, people are coming up to you at shows, hanging out in the restaurant. Shout out to Sean Jax,
Yeah.
who saw us hanging out, him and his wife, Meredith.
Yes.
Big supporters of ours. He just goes, does Alan live here? He goes, because the only person I think spends more time at this place is him. He goes, do you and or him have a cot here? Like, we're upstairs in the second floor, which, by the way, this place has a second floor, which many people don't realize.
Right, yes.
Yeah, like, we're a bunch of knuckleheads with bunk beds.
Yeah, totally, man.
Good night, Alan. Good night, Joel.
Good night, John boy. I've been angling for a Murphy bed that I can just pull out in the
Yes.
in the melody room, maybe.
Yeah.
You know?
Other than that, how's your week?
Nothing much new.
Yeah. But when we had Rich Voss here,
Oh yeah.
the night, that was the first night that I felt like this place was a happening.
Yes.
So now we're rocking 5 days a week with in Gatsby's with entertainment. Tuesday night, we have trivia night. Wednesday is dueling pianos. Thursday, karaoke. Friday is like
Live
acoustic,
entertainment.
live music, whether it's a duo or acoustic act, solo act. Yeah.
That kind of thing.
That night we had a trio.
Yes.
So it was a keyboard player, a singer, and a saxophone player.
That was very cool, yeah.
Yeah, Voss was in the middle in the melody room, ripping me a new one.
You, the place, anybody that moved.
And and then we had a swing and jazz band.
If I remember real quick, if I remember, Voss was quite impressed with your choice of co-host for the podcast, too.
Yes. Oh. So he goes, wait a second. He goes, you just had Lou, you had a audience member as a guest. And I said, yeah. He goes, well, you know what? I'll take that back. Lou is the best audience member ever, which, shout out to Lou.
Love you.
But then he goes, but what about the guy in the Eagles jersey? I go, that's my co-host. He goes, ugh. How more unlistenable can your podcast be? Buddy, you didn't even have your feet out of the door, and he said that. I mean, not that it wouldn't have been any different whether you were in here or out here.
Damn thing, but
Yeah.
well, how awesome is that? I feel like it just
You earned your
basically-
stripes.
It christened me as
Yes.
official.
Yeah.
Now that Voss ripped me.
Yeah. He mentioned me? Yeah, like you just got your pin.
Totally, man, totally.
Now you're now a member of the family.
That's it, man. I'm official. I need the horseshoe ring next.
So funny.
Dude, that's awesome.
Back to Lancaster you go.
That's where all the big wigs go.
Yeah. Yeah. We're doing it.
That's right, man.
But so what happened was, and I didn't find this out until afterwards, but we had swing dancers like we do for all the swing dance events, and this was advertised as such. But they started coming in to Gatsby's And
That's-
it pumped up the trio. It pumped up the crowd, the people at the bar. They're like, look at these dancers. I mean, they're all dressed up.
It's so cool.
You know, in their flappers.
Yes, that was awesome being around that night
Yeah.
because it was,
The energy.
Yes, the energy was cool.
In July, you're like, this is so cool.
Yes, and I'm dressed in my typical garb.
Yes.
Going to a comedy show with
Yeah.
Voss, which was, as you
Home
said, was
or away.
killer. Yeah, right, totally, man. Is he in an Eagles jersey or an Eagles jersey today?
Yes.
I wonder.
Yeah, but that is a home jersey, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Well,
absolutely.
home team, you're
Yeah.
here.
Yeah, that's right, man.
You're not playing anywhere else.
Right. No, I am home and home.
Yeah, you told me that you went somewhere to go scout out a band. I go, way to be undercover.
Yeah, they'll
Because
never-
not only are you not small, not only do you not have a big beard and a big presence, boisterous laugh, I mean, just energy that fills the room, but you have an Eagles jersey, which basically might as well be a bullseye.
Just in case there's any confusion,
Yeah.
they might confuse me with another 6'2", 300-pounder
Yeah.
with a big white beard.
Exactly.
The jersey clinches it.
Exactly. They might not know your name, but that's Joel's boy. Alan Hill.
Awesome, dude. Oh, my God. Yeah, dude, that's hilarious.
But turns out you went there and it was closed.
yeah, whether it was closed, I couldn't get in anyway.
Yeah. Mission undercover. A
Knicks.
bust.
Yeah, totally. Totally. Oh my God. Yeah, my alternate life as a spy probably wouldn't have worked out very well.
No. But you learned that from your mom. No sooner did she go in there for dinner.
Yeah, totally. Man.
Snapping pictures like a Japanese paparazzi. Shout out to Faye.
My mom, Encyclopedia Brown, she went full undercover mode that one time, man.
Yeah.
She's snapping pictures like you said, man. She's down on a knee. She's like, I got my boy Joel's back.
Yeah. Loyalty runs deep in your family.
For sure, man. For sure.
So
Oh, I
funny.
love it, dude. I love it. So, okay,
Let's reset.
let's come back on this weekly thing because we left off at the live thing and you were about to say about Saturdays with the new edition.
And then Saturdays, yeah. Then we got DJ Bobby Bob, and let me tell you, that's how Afro Man first. I don't know if it like just started that way,
Oh.
but he played the music and he kept people like it felt dim the lights,
Yeah.
rocking, dude, rocking.
Bob knows how to work a room.
We saw him set up, and you looked at me, you're like, every time a DJ plugs in, give him 5 minutes.
Oh, yeah.
Just testing out the sound.
Yep.
So he adjusted. Everything was cool. It was just a test because people were still eating.
Yep.
But then after the show started, and dude, he literally, and my mom heard this, he started playing, there's some hoes in this house, there's some hoes in this house. And he looked over at me and he goes, I went,
That's so awesome.
he goes, got it.
Bob, testing the boundaries.
I mean, maybe not. I mean, this is Gatsby's Pub, but maybe not.
That's wait till later in the evening, maybe.
I mean, there's couples on dates. I mean, what did he expect the husband to be like? That's my jam. What is this, 1999 all over again? I mean, come on.
Oh, Bob, you're awesome.
Yeah. But he ended with Because I Got High.
Oh,
And
Afro
it was like
Man.
so pumped up and I was like feeling good. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
go,
yeah.
Bob, you can play longer. He goes, I'm done. And you know that's priceless. He does not have the ability to hold back.
No.
What he's thinking is what he's saying.
Yep. You
100%.
get the unfiltered Bob.
Yeah. and I get it, man, because he doesn't like to eat on the job.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
You don't. Yeah, we learned early on that Bob does not like to DJ on a full
There's some
stomach.
reasoning
Yeah.
behind it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to mention it. I think you know why.
The performance aspect.
Well, no,
The, you don't want to have a lead belly when
Yes.
you're trying to pump up a room with your DJ skills.
Yes. And he doesn't want to have a mass exodus
Oh,
with the full belly.
right.
Yes.
Right. Nothing because you get those show nerves pumping.
Yep.
You know, you got to watch out for stuff
So
like
he's
that.
fist bumping empty stomach.
That's so awesome.
Yeah. So
That's
when
awesome.
it's done, it's done.
Well, that explains why he's so spry on show night.
Yes. Howdy, howdy.
Bob, you're the man.
It was the best.
He really
We're
is,
rocking
man.
5 days a week, man, and it feels like a happening.
Well, dude, this started kind of that night when we were. It was the late night laughs,
Yeah.
and I noticed I elbowed you, and I'm like, dude, you've created a scene here.
Yeah.
Because there was all these comics coming down from Philly and all this stuff, and it kind of started. I noticed it that night, and now what?
That was late April.
Yeah, and now what you've added in the restaurant since,
Yes.
it's just increased it tenfold. You know.
That's where there's something happening. That's what we're trying to tell people. Just come down the driveway. We're giving you a different reason. Every night there's different things going on in each room.
Yeah.
But it got so, now I want to say bad, but the night of Voss, we had Jay Yoder and Steve Rinaldi doing Late Night Laughs, what you just mentioned.
Yep. Great show, by the way. Come check it out sometime. It's awesome.
But our new security, John Solomon, that also with John Zimmy.
Yep.
But so he comes in and goes, how many people does Voss have in his entourage? And I go, no. Oh, no. I think we have to do the over-under on how many times I say that, because I didn't.
No.
I'm not. I didn't try to do it on purpose, but that was.
It just happened organically.
Just happened organically. But I said no. These are, because they don't look at the schedule. I just tell them when to be there, or they might. But they were just the comics coming to stand in the back. But it was too many people standing in the back, to where it's like, what are these guys doing?
Oh, right. Because this, so what happens at these late night things
A little
is
jarring, probably.
Yeah. So
it's a hang.
Rich Voss has his show at 7 o'clock, and then the late night thing starts 15 minutes to a half an hour after Voss gets off stage. So there's this intermixing.
Yeah.
And it was confusing this new security guy a little bit, which is understandable because there's all these shady comics, standing in corners.
Yes. But, that was one of those nights, too. We had Christine Walkinshaw.
Who was killer, by the way.
Killer. She's been doing a bunch of cruise ships. But this is where it gets funny, because I made her feel good. I said, listen, it wasn't like a last minute cancellation or anything. I go, but Voss specifically wanted, if I can, to have a female opener.
That's right. Okay.
Because he just thinks it mixes well with what he does, and there's some comics that they're like, just don't have a all male perspective, and I get it.
Sure.
So she's been on cruise ships a lot, and normally she comes with April Macy, but she was on so she wasn't able to come, so she was able to come down.
Okay.
So we're in the green room talking, and Jesse's hanging out. Shout out to our producer, Jesse Marchese.
Jesse.
But she was telling him about her cruise ship, okay, and what she's been up to, and Voss, and they were her. Now I leave the room, then I'm in the room and I'm listening to Voss's set, and he goes, yeah, it's like sleeping with one of the dueling piano players. What are you supposed to do? The next night sleep with the other one?
Oh my God, that's great.
Yeah. It was a callback to a story that Christina told him.
Oh, that's so funny, because I remember him saying.
No exaggeration, you know what I mean?
Sure.
But like,
Yeah.
But it was like, it made it so funny, because I always tell people there's a story. I mean, there's two shows, one for the comics and one for the audience.
That's beautiful, dude, because I was sitting in the crowd, obviously, for that show, and I remember him saying that. And I'm thinking, I remember him doing the setup and thinking, what the hell is he talking about? Where's this coming from? And then I heard Christina start howling from the back of the room, and then he finished off the thought, and I was like, oh, now I get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But that was like, it made it so cool, man.
It was great. That kind of stuff is so awesome, man. Like, and we had just finished doing the podcast with Lou last week's episode, or this week's episode, that came out. And Voss walks in, takes one look at Lou, and greets her like a long lost relative. You know what I mean? It was priceless. It's
just awesome energy all the way around.
Yeah.
I mean, she comes all the way like from Lancaster, just like you do.
Yes.
You guys came in separate cars that night.
That night we did, because
because your boy.
Yep.
Gavin
was with me, and we were staying for the show. Yeah.
Well, I told him, I said, give me a minute, and he sits on the floor.
Dude, he just plants himself. There weren't.
I go, there's 10 chairs.
There's a row of chairs right there, and Gav just plants his butt on the floor and just sits there quietly.
Yeah, I go, I was just joking. He goes, I know you were, but I'm making a point.
Dude. Gav, that dude gets respect.
I go, but I was just kidding.
Dude, he's going to come in, and if he knows something like this is happening, he's going to make himself as small as possible so he is not in the way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And because Gav gets it.
Yeah.
My man.
Yeah.
He watches, by the way. He's one of the biggest fans of this podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. Love the guy.
It is awesome, man.
Yeah. Wait till our band's back.
Yeah. By the way, so we started the Mornings with Mike this week.
Dude, love it, by the way, brother.
Yeah.
Love it.
every day we're doing 8 to. We're not giving it basically.
Whenever, go to whenever,
yeah, because it's straight. You know what I mean? We're gonna we're getting sponsors, so we're gonna start doing some reads and stuff like that. But Mike's used to like the breaks and the commercials and everything like that. But
yeah, he's a radio guy, which means he works about 10 minutes out of every hour.
yeah. Well, it works. There's exaggeration in the truth and the funny, but it's like 40 to 42 minutes.
Yeah. It's like a TV thing.
Where you collect your thoughts and stuff like that. But on my way out the first day, Deanna's been so competitive on being the number one spot on our
some of the
pod.
comments. It's so funny, dude.
She goes, "How the heck did Julian, who we both went to high school, we grew up with, and she's like, how did Julian get so many hits?"
Julian McCall, episode 1.
Yeah. Well, I go, well, first of all, it was the first episode, so people start from the beginning. They're going to start and then work our way through if that's what they're going to do. But also, I mean, he's a professional comedian.
Yeah.
An actor that's like he promotes.
He's been on how many late night shows doing his sets and how many other things. All these different awesome things he's done.
But she wants to be number one. So on the way,
she is the queen of the north.
Yeah, she was telling me that her son made the travel lacrosse team. She goes, "Now good luck with your morning show. Go get some Deanna numbers." Because DJ Bob literally texted me. He goes, "Oof." He goes, "I've seen all the comics roast you, and I knew you had thick skin then, but I've never seen anything like Deanna. Like it was another level."
Dude.
Yeah.
She's so funny.
She walked into the room. She's so funny. Martini first.
Yeah, martini first. She's the only person that has ever looked comfortable on that couch.
Yes.
And she looked like she lives on that couch.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, Bob said, "Your sister looks 2/3 the size of you." I go, "She is 2/3
She is, yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
That may be an overestimation, honestly.
First of all, I'm 6 foot, 5'11" and 3/4.
I will
She's
give you this.
5'2".
Woo. Yeah, buddy. That's a full
5'3". Whatever, 5'2" ish, whatever.
About a full foot shorter than me.
Yeah. So like, what are you talking? I know.
Yeah.
Dude, trust me. And these couches don't do any help. They scrunch in the old torso.
You'll see how my diet's going by how you can read my numbers this week.
Your summer salad.
There it is. There's the chicken.
Yeah.
And there's last night's cannoli.
Yeah. I don't hate it. Yeah.
Well, we need to go on we might go on a dessert run that we'll talk about at a future time.
Yeah.
That might make it to the podcast. We'll have a little tease.
Buddy, eventually diabetes is coming.
Yes, there might be a legless version of this podcast coming eventually.
Yeah. And you're not talking about you. You're not talking about me. You're talking about both of us.
Yeah, that's right, buddy. Yeah, we might be a tripod between us in another couple of years. Oh, shit. So, dude, you want to talk about... Oh, who's calling there, buddy? Is that...
That's not mine.
Oh, I don't have a ringtone like that. I don't even have any ringtones. What? It's still going?
Too loud? No, it was like a it was like a hip hop song.
It sounded like your phone was ringing, and a light went off on your phone when the noise was happening.
Oh, maybe it was the noise of my phone dying.
Oh, there you go.
And see.
Don't you hear that like 6 times a day? It's so funny.
Is that too loud? Okay.
Cool. It's funny because we were talking off air about Jess. You'll get a kick out of this too. Since I started helping with the booking for the bands, I've charged my phone more in the last week and a half than I have in the last 5 years combined, probably.
Yeah.
Like I legitimately see 20% for the first time ever.
Oh, it's down to 20%?
Yeah, dude. Like I have to, like legit. I have to. I haven't.
I live in 20%.
Well, that's I'm like entering like just a tiny bit of your world, and all of a sudden I'm charging my phone more than I have in
There's
years.
some days that I'm dead by noon.
Dude.
Yeah.
Dude.
I'm not bragging. But I also think I think that I wear that battery out. I don't know like what the technology is about it, like how it works, but I wear it out.
you give it its full workout, man. That's for sure.
I constantly, if I remind myself,
Yeah.
I have to close out the apps. Because all I'll do is I'll go from Instagram to Facebook to texting to open up my bank statement, and all of a sudden I'll realize, oh my goodness.
47 things are open.
Yeah. Dude, one time it took me 2 minutes to swipe out everything.
Oh my God.
I'm like that. Yeah, and if I 47 might be exaggeration, but 42 was the right answer.
That's awesome, man.
Weren't far off.
Woo!
Yeah.
Woo! Man, it's funny. Yeah, like I'm getting used to having to get used to that, which is interesting.
Yeah. So, but it's so funny because now that I have this Apple Watch, right?
Oh, yeah.
And I'll be driving with my phone, and all of a sudden it'll alert me once my phone dies.
Yeah.
Which is ironic because it's plugged in. It'll go, "You've left Joel's iPhone behind."
Dude.
But I'm like, nah, it's right here.
Yeah, it's right there.
Just dead.
That's so funny, man.
Dead,
Wow.
Which a good 50% of the time.
God, man.
I go to sleep without it plugged in. That's how we start. So we start the day behind the 8 ball, and we just never catch up.
It's so funny. Is that when you fall asleep playing spades?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dude.
Dick. No, that's very endearing. You listen.
I do listen. I do listen, buddy. So, dude, let's let's talk about Summerfest a little bit. Even though I don't know when this will come out, but it might be
we'll
behind the
release it
times a
next
little
week.
bit.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
okay, cool. Because I am freaking pumped, buddy.
Yeah.
Another great lineup you pulled off, man.
Yeah. So it all kind of came together. We gotta tell. And
So exciting. So
he's coming
exciting.
back, and it's great.
Same weekend as Bonnie McFarlane, right?
Same weekend as Bonnie McFarlane, so that's killer.
Big weekend for big comedy fans, right there.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things. And I got Craig Shoemaker, who was part of it 2 years ago.
The Love Doctor, right?
Yeah,
dude,
yeah.
he's the man.
And so he's coming back, and then we got Jackie the Joke Man as
buddy.
the finale,
Buddy.
and Jimmy Dore.
Jimmy Dore, that's going to be big, man.
Another, he has 1 million subscribers on YouTube.
Dude, he's huge. Podcast
Kurt
is huge.
Metzger is a writer and on his show all the time.
His pod is huge. Yeah, that's it's a really cool lineup you put together, man.
And
Like,
Tyler Fisher,
dude, who was here back in January, December, something like that.
January 6th.
That's right.
Good booking. What am I not paying attention?
Dude.
Yeah, well, he actually said, he goes, Joel, he did me a solid. He goes, I'm going to catch him by surprise. Pennsylvania, January 6th. We're storming the Capitol on the 7th.
Dude, and I didn't know Tyler before
Prior to that,
you
yeah.
had him, and I looked him up, but and everything, but he is killer.
Yeah.
Like he was like he had an instant fan after watching that set that night
and
because
then
he
that's
was
the thing.
really
So
good.
We haven't we had him now back in January, and this is August, and we already have more tickets sold than we did last time. And
Makes sense to me because anybody that saw that show is going to come back.
oh, for sure.
And then some more because that dude was killer. Like he went from a guy that I knew his name but didn't know much about him
Yeah.
to one of the guys I'll come see every time now.
Yeah.
Like he's
Great, man.
really good, really
Yeah.
good.
But like I said, this the festival started by having the first year out of the pandemic, 2020, 16 straight days, 1 day for every week we lost during the shutdown.
Yeah.
But what I knew, whether it was comics or audience members, it was a sign of hope
Yeah.
and promise for the future because no one else was doing anything.
Dude.
And,
It was exactly that, dude. That's
Yeah.
exactly. It's not just bullshit. Like that's for real.
yeah.
I was sitting around like a lot of people, I'm sure, going fucking nuts.
Yeah.
Well,
that's how you and I first met. Day one.
exactly. And how early was I to that show?
Yeah. Very early.
Because I was like, somebody's doing fucking something.
Yeah.
I'm getting there 7 hours early. No,
Yeah.
it was legit like 2 hours early.
Yeah, we want to get a lay of the land. Where do I get a slice?
Totally, dude. Yeah, man. Exactly.
Where do I get the laughs? Where do I go stuff my face?
Exactly. Had to find the local pizza shop,
Belly laughs, fill the belly.
Where do I plant my chair in the sand?
I understand. I get it.
And dude, like that was unbelievably huge. And I
Yeah.
love that you continue the tradition because anybody that was there for that first one loves you for life.
Yeah.
Because that shit was huge, man. Like it broke the monotony. It gave people feeling like, oh my God, I can actually live life a little bit here. You know what I mean? Not just
Yeah.
sit in my fucking living room watching Netflix. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
It was huge, brother. Like I can't overstate it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's what people. We still have the dome. But I want people to know we also have the inside. We are now operating, and I posted this on social media. There's 3 arms at this property.
Mm-hmm.
Sunnybrook Ballroom, it'll always be the Sunnybrook Ballroom. All joking aside, no one wants to say they got married at Soul Joel's.
You're right. Totally, man. Totally.
I get it.
Right. Right.
So we'll never lose the name. It's been around 92 years.
Except maybe the people that proposed at the Todd Berry show.
Yeah. Only at Soul Joel's. They got married here, dude.
Oh, they ended up getting married?
They got married.
I didn't remember
They got
that.
married, but it was already scheduled.
Oh, no kidding.
They got, it was one of Shannon Rossi's weddings.
Get out.
Yeah. And I had to leave last September, the show in the Dome. She was like, you got to come say hi. Out of a coincidence, they booked their wedding here, and then I took over.
That's crazy. I didn't know
Crazy
that.
small
I didn't know
world.
that. That's incredible.
Yeah. Now, I had one other engagement at a show, but it was in my dad's hometown in Western PA, in Uniontown.
Yeah, yeah.
And they got married at a theater. I'm sorry. The show was at a theater.
Oh, okay.
And they got engaged.
No kidding.
Yeah. So that was only the second time it's happened, but the first time it was at Soul Joel's.
Well, if it's ever going to happen again, it would make an awful lot of sense for it to be at a Love Doctor show.
Yes. I don't know who's attending,
Yeah.
but Craig Shoemaker's up next.
Yeah, baby. Let's get it going. Somebody pop the question coming up.
Yeah.
Dude, that's
See what
cool.
happens.
I mean, that's just that's amazing. What a cool, neat thing. You know, well, that's wild.
No, for sure. It was like life came full circle.
Yeah, it's like you lifeguarding at Sunnybrook when you were a kid in a different Sunnybrook in Jersey.
Well, so and that's another thing that happened. We had a Sunday dance. It was a variety dance. We did West Coast swing, and he was doing like Rambam, bachata. It was ballroom dancing.
Yeah.
And great DJ. It's actually he's from Lancaster.
Really?
Yeah, Keith Strummel. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, good guy.
Right
And
on. Go Keith.
I wasn't trying to quiz you.
No, I was like, there's a chance I know him, I don't.
And I see this family congregating in the hallway, and the restaurant's not open. I'm kind of here by myself, besides like the bartender, April. So I go, oh, can I help you guys? I go, the restaurant's closed today. You guys here for the dance? And the dad goes, we may be. I'm like, all right, we may be. I was like, I don't know. Turns out it was his mom's 80th birthday. She used to go to all the polka dances back in the day, and they surprised her. They lived down in Downingtown with a trip to Sunnybrook.
Gee,
not
that's
even
cool.
knowing it was open, or maybe they went to the website and saw that we had a dance.
Right.
But there was 9 of them. I just let them in for free.
That's so cool.
And there's a picture. It's on my Instagram and Facebook. She doesn't even look 80. Because I picked her out. I was
I saw this.
Yeah.
I remember this, actually. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't even. Yeah.
No, not even close.
Not even close.
Yeah.
And was just so happy and wishes nothing but success. But it was like such a cool thing.
That's so
It
odd.
started off so odd.
Right.
But I was like, if he would have started with that, like his brother then explained to me what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, of course.
Yeah, man.
I didn't even charge him admission.
Yeah, man.
I go, you just want to like reminisce? I go, that's why I love this place.
That's so cool. It's like those dudes that stop by to play the organ.
Yeah.
You know? That kind of thing. Like there's all kinds of people that have serious memories about this place, man. Like it pops up all the time. Every time there's an event, like every time I worked an event with you, I would get 10 different stories from different people that were here in 1972, or I was here on a bus to do polka dancing, or I was here for my wedding in the 70s, or whatever it was, man. It's just wild how many people have memories attached to this
there's
place.
one of 5 memories. So it's a big band. The pool, which closed in 1998.
Right.
The brunches with the organ.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they used to have big.
That's what
brunches
they would
and
do with the organ. Okay.
Yep. A prom or a wedding.
Okay.
Those are normally like the 5 big events.
I want to talk to somebody that swam in that pool, because that pool is, and if it only closed in 98, obviously they're still around for sure.
Yeah.
But it just like, like the fact that pool was able to get grandfathered in until 1998 with that crazy layout.
Oh, yeah.
With the deep end in the middle and all that. Was it 15 feet deep in the middle?
It's like in the middle, like a bullseye.
Yeah, it's like I mean, that's where you take people to kill them. You know what I mean? Like, that's
Yeah, but that's what happened on Facebook. People tag me anytime now. Like Sunnybrook comes up on like I remember Pottstown or whatever the group is.
Yeah.
And some lady posted a picture of the pool. And it was like, if I hit the lottery, I'm going to revitalize that place. And someone tagged me like Joel Richardson. And I go, too late, already revitalized. Swinging 6 days a week, we're open. And she goes, no, I meant the pool. I said, pool closed in 1998. The state of Pennsylvania shut it down. It's now a wedding garden. And she goes, no, I mean, like, I'll hit the lottery and I'll open up a pool just like it. It's been closed for 25 years. It didn't just close last year. Like, that's how detached from reality. Like, I get it. You all have memories. I go, but you have to understand, you can't. The state of Pennsylvania will not allow.
there will never be a pill boil like that ever again.
Enjoy that ride. Enjoy that ride. It was fun. I'm not taking away the memories from you.
Yeah.
But the state of Pennsylvania said the lifeguards can't reach it. It was 15 feet in the middle, the bullseye. You had to walk out, a catwalk.
Dude.
Do you know how dangerous that is to walk out? It's something out of Caddyshack.
There's exactly. Yeah, with a Babe Ruth or Baby Ruth floating in it, you know.
Yeah, exactly.
But dude, it's a total death trap. It really is. Like it reminds me of
slip and fall, hit your head.
what's the crazy amusement park in Jersey that Adventureland was based on, the Johnny Knoxville movie?
Chris was on the
Action Park.
Action Park.
That reminds me of something that would be at Action Park.
But what's his name? Chris that was here.
Chris that was here.
He was
Kosha.
No, thank you. But great.
Chris that was here.
He was the talking head of the whole time on the documentary about Action Park.
Oh, the guy that did the historical thing, that walked around and did the.
Oh, this is brutal. I can't think of his name.
I'm blanking.
He was in Royersford in September of 2020, right after the festival.
Oh.
Huge Gethard. Chris
Yes, Gethard. Yeah.
Chris Gethard.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm with you now.
If you watch the Netflix documentary,
He's the voice?
dude, he's one of the biggest talking heads. Him and his brother used to go there all the time.
I didn't, because I've seen
he was going there was like the wild, wild west. He goes, lifeguards, whatever. No one was paying attention. He goes, kids are flying off the sides, getting hurt constantly. Like hospitals, just like kids being sent to the hospital on a daily basis.
That's wild.
It's amazing that place didn't get shut down years before. I'm paraphrasing.
Yeah, totally. See, it's funny because I watched that documentary,
Yeah.
but I forgot that he was in it. That's
Oh
awesome,
yeah, dude, the whole time.
That's awesome.
Like talking head, yeah.
Because that place is legendary to the people that went. I never went.
Yeah.
Because I never knew about it. I was a little too far away, I guess,
Right.
in Lancaster. But yeah, that's wild, bro.
Yeah.
Wild. But that pool reminds me of something that would be set up in that place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Exactly.
go chuck your kid in the pool, see if he lives.
Right. But a lot of the comics now, man, have been talking about the Melody Room, man. Mm-hmm. I know the Dome is legendary, but that room, because the ballroom was built in 1931, it was built in a time before microphones. So with the floor, the ceilings, everything was so that you could stand on the stage and hear all the way back to where the organ is in 1931 with no amplification, no microphone. They weren't invented yet.
Yeah.
Now, 10 years ago, that ballroom was sectioned off. Mm-hmm. So that Melody Room now has the same acoustics, but it's great for comedy, has low ceilings.
Yes.
Which makes it a kill box.
A kill box, baby.
Which you helped. And I give credit every time a comic goes, this is amazing. I go, thanks to Alan.
And they usually say, who the fuck's Alan?
Yeah.
but thank you.
No. Ray Zawandi knows who the heck you are. He's like, even when a joke isn't going well, I look over and Alan's laughing, and I'm like, you guys don't get comedy. Look at Alan. He's enjoying it.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
So, we had Bobcat Goldthwait, which legendary, dude.
That was a bucket list show for me, man, and it lived up to the expectations.
With the return of James Mattern, Brian Fennell.
What a great lineup. I love both of those guys.
From start to finish.
Yeah, man.
And both shows were great.
Yeah.
But then the next night we kicked off Summerfest with Chuck Nice.
Oh, that's so cool. How was that, man? I wish I could have been there.
And you know how it is? It's like any other job. They have a certain amount, whether you're hosting, you're featuring or middling and headlining. You have a certain amount of time. You do this amount of time, you get paid this amount of money.
Yes.
And no one, even though it's comedy, no one likes to do overtime.
Right.
But
Right.
there's some comics, Giannis Pappas, who does a whole show himself, 90 minutes. So Chuck's at like 45, 50. And he goes, oh, do you guys want me to keep going? He goes, well, then get me a shot and a beer. John Zimmy goes straight out. He goes, yeah, Miller Lite and a shot of whiskey. Does 20 more minutes. He does an hour and 15. Yeah.
I love that kind of thing, man.
Dude, he goes, I have a sinus infection. And someone yells out, he goes, yeah, right. And he goes, dude, he goes, by the way you just heckled me, you do a lot of cocaine. Like, Chuck flipped it around so quick.
That's killer, dude.
Yeah. But I had the same reaction. I'm like, what do you do? Like,
Dude, that's hilarious.
you could tell, like, the air quality, everything lately has been out of whack.
Yes.
Heat, and I know I'm an allergy sufferer, and I've been like suffering. So, and I don't do cocaine.
Right. This guy was ready, though.
Despite my schedule, people think I am constantly on drugs. This is all caffeine, brother.
Yeah, buddy. Caffeine and sugar right there, pal.
Yes. Yes, exactly. This is caffeine plus passion.
Yeah. It's minor league amphetamines.
Yes. I've said that for a long time. Apparently, passion plus caffeine equals cocaine.
Love it.
Yes.
That's great. I like that. Bob would appreciate that equation.
Yes.
I love it, dude.
So funny.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, so he ended up going. I mean, John Solomon, our other security guard, he brought his wife in with a new couple.
Oh, cool.
Because he was off that night, but decided to come and patronize.
John's a great guy, by the
Gatsby's.
way. I met him
Great guy,
at
yeah.
Friday, I think.
Yeah, so he came in, but he came in at 7:30. Halfway through Sam
Rubinoff.
Sam Rubinoff, he was probably halfway through his 25-minute set. And we had Jay Sutton host, and he
yeah.
killed it right
Jay's
off bat.
great, yeah.
But because they caught 15 minutes of Sam and then they caught 75 minutes of Chuck, they still saw an hour and a half show.
Right.
Not knowing, I was like, oh yeah, I mean, like, come in because
They missed probably 15, 20 minutes, right? Or
right,
something like
But
that.
they still got a full show.
Yeah.
Because the show was an hour and 45 minutes.
Dude.
The last 20 people to walk out of the room walked out regrettably because they just had to pee, knowing they would have come back, but they're like, I gotta pee.
Yeah.
Like every joke, they were like, he's got to be done. He's got to be done. He's got to be done.
It's gotta be over.
He's gotta be
Yeah.
done. It's got to be
Oh.
over. All right, I'm gonna pee myself.
Right.
But that's the thing, and that's what I
Love
love
that,
because
dude.
there were
Love
so
that.
many people that were here for the first time.
Yeah.
That it like felt again. It's like the energy. It's like, yeah, no, just come out to a show. Like, I understand
Beautiful
you want to
thing.
come out, and Chuck, I mean, you know, he has a podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson.
I was gonna bring
I
that
mean,
up,
he was
yeah.
on World's Funniest Videos and VH1's Best Week Ever.
You would expect a guy who can pod regularly with Neil deGrasse Tyson to be quick with his comebacks.
Yeah.
He pods with one of the smartest living human beings.
Well, that's what he said. He goes, he brings the science, I bring the funny.
There you go.
Yeah. But it's also watching where I tell you guys, like, I watch the show. But people are watching the comics. I watch the audience because I want to know who I should be booking,
Yeah.
how much the audience is enjoying it.
Oh, that's right.
Well,
Yeah,
Chuck
yeah.
goes, I have a new special coming out where I'm going to combine science and comedy.
Interesting.
Yeah. And his brother goes, why would you do that, Chuck? He goes, I think that's a stupid idea, right? But Chuck is saying this on stage. The crowd doesn't know. I know, like, I've become part of their family, and they always come out just so, you know, they come out to support the shows, right? His nephew was filming, who, by the way, showed up before Chuck did. I go, I don't know what you're filming. John Zimmy was pacing. Yeah. I texted him. It's the first time I started a show before the headliner was here.
Oh, wow.
So I texted Chuck. I go, ETA? He goes, that's tonight? Yeah. You laughed. I didn't.
Oh, dude, that's hilarious.
But then John was reserving a spot, and then his nephew pulled in to the reserved spot, and then he realized it's not Chuck. It's his nephew who's filming. Then Chuck finally pulled up, and he goes, good job, bro. Way to make Joel sweat. And I go, don't patronize him,
That
John.
is so funny, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, my God. That's great.
So funny.
That is priceless.
But when I looked in the back, and he was explaining about his brother, going, that's stupid. His brother goes, yeah, I said that. I'm like, there's the second show.
That's awesome, dude. That's
the
so
best,
great,
man.
I love that stuff.
And
That's so
Chuck's
cool.
hanging out afterwards. Bob was DJing, and it was just everybody was enjoying. It was like just
Well, it's
felt good.
like you said, where there's a scene going on here now. You know,
Yeah.
I mean, there's a happening. You know, and not a crappy M. Night Shyamalan movie either. It's a real happening here, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know, there's Voss fans walking out with like right beside people in flapper get-ups.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's freaking priceless. You
Yeah.
know, it's really cool, man. It's really cool.
Well, and so that happened probably last story, but the night before Voss, we had Greg Fitzsimmons.
Oh yes.
So Greg lets me know that he's running late. He's going to be about 5 minutes late, right? But it'd be a total pro. I had that date circled. I was so looking forward to having him here. Heard so many good things. He goes, so many comics have said good things about you, except for Voss. He's a hack. And I literally you guys are laughing, but I'm like, oh man. I go, ugh. I go, dude. I feel really bad. I go, Gino, he's booked tomorrow. And he goes, yeah, I know. I played golf with him 2 weeks ago. He goes, and I messed up on my podcast and I promoted, because I do the same thing too. Like I'll say Friday or Thursday.
Yeah, it just slips. Yeah.
Just slips. And he goes, I plugged his date. So God forbid any of my comedy fans, true comedy fans, show up to hear his lowbrow crowd work. I'm going to feel awful.
So funny, dude.
Then I sign the check. And if something like that happens, I will often, when I write the check, put something funny in the memo and hope that the comic notices.
Yeah.
And they'll say something or text me or whatever the next day. Goes, thanks for the gig, by the way. Hilarious.
That's awesome, dude.
Right? So I wrote the check out and I put in the memo, thanks for the Voss plugs. Not realizing John Zimmy had him sign the headshot for comics that we had performing here for the first time.
Oh yeah.
He wrote, Soul Joel's, it was great. Thanks. Can't wait to come back. On the other side, put this headshot anywhere except next to Voss.
It's so awesome, dude. I love that these guys are giving each other crap through gigs.
Yeah.
That's so awesome, dude.
But then, so now fast forward 24 hours and Voss is here. Now Voss ended up doing an hour and 15 too, you know?
Yeah.
And I'm telling him, I'm like, Greg Fitzsimmons was here last night. He goes, yeah, he's one of my good friends. And then he could tell, he goes, what did he say about me? What did he say? Go ahead. And I tell Voss the story, and Voss just goes, I don't know what it is with these guys. All these comics, all they do is talk about me. I don't know what what's the big deal?
That's why Voss is the best, man.
The best.
He can turn it right into his own advantage every time.
Yeah.
Voss.
Yeah.
Dude, he's the shit, man. I
Just
love it.
work in the room.
He just came in and just blasted you and the room and everybody else, everything and everybody
yeah.
again. You know, I love watching Voss,
Yeah.
man.
Well, he goes when he was making fun of the lights, and he goes, "What's up with these red lights?" So I yell out, I go, "They're orange." He goes, "Oh, they're orange? Well, so was our last president."
That's right, dude. That was
I'm like the dude doesn't miss a beat.
That.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like Trump was on anybody's mind at that moment.
No, not on that
It
moment.
wasn't. It hadn't been discussed all evening.
No,
Priceless, dude.
but just so topical.
He's so good, man.
Yeah.
I love him because with all the crowd work and other stuff he does, you could see Rich Voss 10 times a year.
Yeah.
And never get sick of it.
No,
you know what I
never
mean?
get sick of
it's
it,
a different
yeah.
show. He's like
Yeah.
like I call him and Dave Attell are like the Grateful Dead of comedy. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because that's why people go see the Dead all the time, because they do different sets every night.
Which is ironic because one of the reviews we got last time he was here, when Voss, when he said Potterstown.
Oh, yeah,
and
yeah,
people
yeah.
were like, I can't support this guy if he can't even get the town name right.
That's right.
People, I have no idea. They don't come all the time, whoever it is. But the algorithms with these comments,
Totally.
it went nuts. And I talked to Voss and I go, by the way, I can't tell if you were old school wrestling with that. And he goes, let me tell you, if it was something that worked or was successful, it was on accident. Not on purpose.
That's awesome.
But thank you so much.
So awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
so
I appreciate that, but I did not do that on purpose.
Oh God.
Yeah,
it's
but
so
a lady comment, she gave me 4 out of 5 stars, Soul Joel's, and basically was like, he didn't even have any prepared material. All he did was talk about the room and what was going on. It's like, Yeah, that's Voss's act.
That's why he's a fucking legend.
And that's why I also post the videos of every headliner so you can get a little taste of what this is.
Right. And listen,
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did, man, and I liked it.
You sit in the back of the restaurant, whisper in my ear, talk about bookings and how much cash they want.
Let me tell you what I think about talking with your hands.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah. For Alan Hill, this is Soul Joel. Bring him out. See you
One
soon.
more thing real quick,
Oh,
buddy. I'm so sorry.
sorry.
I knew it. I could feel it coming too. My bad.
I have one more thing I need to say.
I have one more thing. It's family.
Yeah.
So,
Not like I feel it coming, but Jesse took his headphones off.
yeah, dude, I know, dude.
Overtime.
So I got a shout out to my buddy Craig Perkins, who has Perks Recap on YouTube. It's a reaction channel for those that like reactions. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. He's very open-minded. I send him all kinds of crazy like guitar nerd stuff, and he listens to it all. It's great. And he had me on his podcast, his sports podcast. It's Perks Pod on Spotify. And he promoted the heck out of us on his stuff, and I wanted to reciprocate. Thank you, Craig. You're the man.
Yeah. Dude, that was a perfect way to end it.